Hey friends, so we're nearing the beginning of February and that's when my grocery budget turns over and I can start shopping again. So I have started making two different grocery lists, one with Instacart, shopping Aldi, and one at my local Walmart for pickup. And this can be rather time consuming. And so this month I decided to write some things down to kind of help, because what I end up doing is toggling back and forth between the two apps and it can be kind of confusing. I end up putting things in my cart and taking them back out, and oftentimes I just kind of forget, and by the time I go to pick up I realize that I didn't actually order some things that I thought I had because I forgot that I took them out of the cart. Don't know if you have that same experience or not, but I'm gonna kind of show you what I'm looking at and where I'm at already so far for my budget for February. Okay, so here are my two lists that I'm working off of. Notice my lovely Easter paper. This is my Aldi list, and then this is my Walmart list. The Aldi one, I have prices next to you because I'm just trying to keep track. The Walmart, everything that's on my Walmart list is either cheaper than what Aldi has, or Aldi just doesn't carry what I'm looking for. So you'll notice that all of these things are mostly things that I buy on a regular basis. There are some things that, like the Merci, those are going to be teachers' presents. Those you can buy at Walmart, but they're actually cheaper at Aldi. And also like the Wonka Valentine's Day, I'm getting those for my kids for their class, and they're cheaper here also. As well as like milk and salami and those kinds of things. You'll notice that some of those things are marked out, and that's because I found them cheaper at Walmart, and so now they're on my Walmart list. One of the things that I'm excited about that I've mentioned before, Walmart is now, my Walmart anyway, is now carrying Impossible meat, which is great. And then I also often buy Light Life hot dogs that my sister-in-law introduced me to about 2 years ago, and my son really loves them. So I always try to pick up those because it makes for an easy lunch or dinner on the weekends when we're grilling out, or even if the weather's not very nice. So these are the things that I'm looking at. I'll show you. I've already done a tally just briefly for what these things are going to cost. So the Aldi tally so far is $117.68. And then my Walmart tally right now is $135.64, which brings me to a total of $253.32 out of my total budget for $600 for the month. You'll notice I wrote pizza down here. I've already remembered. Thanks, Daniel. My son is messing with me right now. I've already added something that I meant to add and I forgot out of the Aldi ad, and this will happen. I've placed my order for a couple days from now. So you will see that I am already nearly halfway through my budget and the month hasn't even started. I went ahead and placed my order for Walmart to be picked up Monday after work, and today is Saturday. So I have today and tomorrow to mess with my order, to take things off or add things. And here's my son. He's trying to make sure that my video is moving all over the place, right? I asked my kids what kind of snacks they want in their lunch boxes. Trying to be a little bit more creative because we kind of get into the habit of pretty much making the same thing for lunch every day, but they don't seem to mind. Do you mind?
Do what?
Having the same thing for lunch every day?
No.
No. So let's take a look at the pantry and you can see how I kind of stock things. Daniel's trying to help. For our family. So like many of you, I check my pantry to make sure when I'm making my list that I haven't missed anything. So let's take a look at mine and see where things stand, because I know that I've probably missed some things on my list. I have several places that I keep things, and I'm lucky enough to have a good amount of storage in my kitchen. My pantry by no means is anything like my mother-in-law's. My mother-in-law is an inspiration to me for just keeping things stocked. So we'll take a look. Mine is kind of messy, so excuse the mess. You'll see black beans, we eat a lot of black beans for a source of protein in the house, and both kids love them. And I just jazz them up with some garlic and kosher salt. Up here are some of the things that I don't use on a regular basis. Like, the kids just don't seem to like this. I wish I never had picked it up, but this Better Than Bouillon is a lifesaver, because you can just use what you need, and then when you open it, you just stick it in the refrigerator. I found that I was wasting a lot of vegetable broth that comes in like the large cartons. And then some tuna for my daughter, and I love artichoke hearts. Quarter artichoke hearts are so yummy. And then I keep a lot of cans of crushed tomatoes in my pantry, because this is what I use to make my own sauce, and a couple different beans back there. So clearly I'm low on beans. I'm okay on crushed tomatoes. And then down in the bottom is where I keep the pasta that I use regularly, as well as like some other things. So this is a bit of a mess, but you'll see some of these oven ready lasagna. This was a partial box from the lasagna that I made the other day. Clearly I made a mistake in thinking that I didn't have lentils, and I bought another thing. And then some quinoa and things that I use on occasion. A couple of boxes of farfalle, and then a giant bag of, if you can see it, jasmine rice, and then arborio rice for when I make risotto, which I love. So looks like I'm okay here, but I'm going to check my other pantry and see what it looks like. So come along with me. And in here is where I keep extra condiments and things for when I happen to run out. So I have like an extra jar of peanut butter, some pesto for an easy pasta dish, a good amount of old-fashioned oats. My kids love granola, and so I like to make my own. I have altered a recipe I found years ago that was Martha Stewart's, and it seems to be really popular. And then down here I have a giant bag of all-purpose flour for when I'm making bread or cookies or anything like that, or even pasta. Some quick cooking oats, but the main reason I wanted to check is to see where I stand on pasta. So it looks like, you'll kind of take a look, I've got a big thing of elbow macaroni. Looks like I have plenty of pasta, so I'm good. So I don't need to put that on my list this time around. This pasta, you'll see, I got so lucky one day. This is way before the pandemic got really crazy, and this was on the end cap at one of my local Walmart markets for $0.25 per pound. So I picked up a ton, and I still have quite a bit left. And then another 5-pound bag of the jasmine rice down here, and I keep my giant thing of cooking oil. So it looks like we're not too bad, but what I'm realizing is, looking through my pantry, I have 0 crackers. And that's kind of one of the go-to things we do sometimes after school, or on the weekends when we're hungry. We grab some crackers and some cheese just to tide us over. So those are some things that I'm going to need to add onto my list. Put in the comments if you have any things that you any tips that you use when you're making your list. Like I said, we try to, with the pandemic, only shop maybe 2 to 3 times a month, and so that means that a good portion of my budget is already taken up before the month really even gets started. But that's okay, because we're gonna end up utilizing all those things. So happy shopping to you all. I hope this was insightful or helpful, or maybe just a silly video that you watched. But you guys take care.